How's it going, guys? My name is Kingpin and welcome back to my channel where it's all about improving and getting better. I provide helpful tips to do with mechanics and strategy so you can go from being an average player to an awesome player. One way to improve at Warzone is to have a good aim. Most people have a decent aim, but it's their settings and lack of knowledge that lets them down. Also, the new update has been announced for the 16th with a new map, new guns, gun attachments and game modes. So if you want to be dominating when the update drops, you need to fix your aim settings. And that's exactly what I'm going to be going through in this video. First, I'll go through how you should customize your aim settings so your aim feels like it's working with you instead of fighting against you. Then I'll provide tips on how to train your aim and control recoil. So if you've not got the multiplayer, you can go down here and go to Warzone orientation to test your settings without being shot. Let's start off with customizing aim settings. The two major ones you need to focus on are hip and ADS sensitivities. Your hip sense should always be on the quicker side. You want to be able to react to people shooting you in the back, but don't make it so fast that you can't see players when you're looking around. As you change your settings, a quick little test in Warzone orientation is to flick to these targets while you're looking away. You want your aim to center on them. If you overshoot, then try lowering it a bit, but if you don't quite reach the target, then maybe turn it up. And it's the same for controller. When I play on controller, my horizontal and vertical sense is on 7, which may be a little too fast or slow for you, so test out what's comfortable for you. It's going to vary from mouse to mouse and controller to controller. Your analog stick may be stiff or loose, so you need to find the right sensitivity for you. You won't get perfect flicks every time, but when your crosshairs start landing on the target consistently, you'll know you've found a good sensitivity and it's time to move on to the next part. So let's tune your ADS sensitivity. Use the same little drill I just showed to find a comfortable speed. I do advise that you use lower numbers for this, as a slower ADS sense means you'll be able to control recoil easily and follow targets without your aim veering off. There is an extra setting that's important, the ADS mouse sensitivity, which should be set to relative. It slows your ADS speed relative to your normal hip sense, which we just set. I like to have my low zoom around 0.55, so when I aim in, it's a lot slower than my hip sense, allowing me to make precise adjustments. Your high zoom is to do with sniper scopes, and I like to have mine around 0.8. The rest of the settings you can leave as is. I've never really needed to mess around with these, so I think they are the default ones. If not, just change them to what I have. For controllers, it's the same idea. Decrease both low and high zoom. Do some aim tests and adjust as needed. There is, however, a couple of extra settings to change on the controller. Make sure the dead zone is low. The lower it is, the faster your controller detects movement from the analog stick. Don't lower it completely though, you don't want your aim to move around if you're just resting your thumb on the stick. Now, aim response curve type I have on linear, as I don't like the slow startup on standard before it gets up to full speed. I personally prefer the way linear is just one speed. Test them both out and see which one you like. I also recommend turning controller vibration off. I used to play with vibration on, and the first time I turned it off it felt really awkward, but once I gave it time and got used to it, I absolutely loved it, and so will you. Turn it off and play some plunder games to get comfortable with it before going into real games. Finally, scroll down to weapons and make sure aim assist is set to standard, as it's the best option. That's all for the settings. Don't move on until you're comfortably moving from target to target using both hip and ADS. These settings aren't final, by the way, just a good drill to start off with. Adjust them however you like after playing some games. You might need to tune your ADS sensitivity if you're not tracking moving targets accurately. Don't be afraid to lower your sensitivity. Most pros actually play at lower speeds to be more precise, and don't get it into your head that the faster it is, the better you'll play, because that's not true at all. Okay, let's move on to aiming tips. The first thing we'll look at is controlling weapon recoil. A lot of people advise to go shoot on a wall, learn the bullet pattern, and move your aim in the opposite direction. If it goes up and to the left, you pull down and to the right. The problem with this is that it works great on a still target, but how many gunfights do you get into where people aren't moving or strafing? Not many. And you'll have to learn the recoil pattern for every gun and when you change a few attachments. So I think a more efficient method is just to focus on countering the upward recoil only. Don't worry about countering left and right recoil because you'll be tracking targets anyway. As you're trying to follow the target, you're automatically adjusting for left and right recoil, so don't worry about it. All you need to do is slightly pull down your mouse or analog stick when firing so your upward recoil is under control. This is why I recommended a slower ADS sensitivity, as it's easier to make smaller movements. The next tip is to do with how you're aiming in. I've seen a lot of people that have a habit of aiming in first, then dragging to their target. This is just a slow method of locking on. Instead, you want to get in the habit of snapping to your targets. Your hip sensitivity is faster than your ADS, so first move your crosshairs to the target and start aiming in as you get closer. This might take some practice if you've been using the drag method, but it's definitely worth it, so spend some time getting used to it. By snapping on, you'll get a shot into someone before they've even dragged their aim onto you, putting you at an advantage. The next tip is something that people know but forget to use, which is mounting your gun. It's a simple but powerful feature that drastically decreases a gun's recoil. You can mount on sides and not just flat surfaces, and you need to be using it whenever you can. Avoid using it in direct gunfights though. The best time is when you've got a surprise attack on someone, or you know an enemy is about to come from a certain direction, then you mount and pre-aim. I use mounting so much I've actually got it mapped to one of my mouse buttons, and you guys should be using it every single game. Another tip would be to use the right gun for the right range. Far too many times I've seen people trying to gun someone down with an SMG across 100 meters, then they wonder why they couldn't get the kill. At range, you want to be using an assault rifle or a sniper, and at closer ranges, shotguns and SMGs dominate. If you're not sure what weapon to go with, an AR is always a safe option as it's versatile and can be used at any distance. So you've got your settings how you want them, and you want to train and practice controlling recoil. The best way to do so is playing plunder. Try to engage in gunfights with people who are at a distance. Sometimes your lack of confidence might be holding you back. You'll think there's no point of me firing at someone far away because my aim isn't a laser beam. Well, with that kind of thinking, you'll never improve. So go outside your comfort zone, engage in medium to long range fights. You've got nothing to lose. You're just here to improve. Shoot at anyone you see, but don't forget to work on the techniques we talked about. You want to be snapping onto targets, controlling that upward recoil, and mounting whenever possible. So I hope you've got an idea of how to customize your aim settings and improve mechanics. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and post a comment if you've got any extra tips. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you want to get better at Warzone. This channel is all about improving, and I'm going to be doing a lot more of these tips and strategy videos, so make sure you don't miss out. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.